Hi students, welcome back to our online lesson. Okay, last week we were able to see variation where I described briefly the meaning of variation. I also listed out the types of variation that we have to include direct variation, inverse variation, joint variation, and partial variation. So I treated the direct variation last week where I told you that in direct variation, take for instance, you have quantity A and B. And I said that as quantity A increases, quantity B also increases. Okay, so we saw some numerical examples there. But today, we'll be looking at the inverse variation. In inverse variation, the story changes. The story does not remain the same as that of the direct variation. So you will see that one quantity will increase while the other quantity will decrease. So we'll be considering inverse variation. And at the end of this lesson, you should be able to give some examples of inverse variation and then solve some numerical and word problems involving inverse variation. Okay. Okay, so take for instance, if a car travels a certain distance, you will observe that the average speed, the greater the average speed, are you getting it? The greater the average speed, the less time the car will take to reach a particular destination. So you can see that as the average speed increases, the time taken by the car to get to wherever it's going to decreases. Okay, so if the car, let's say if the average speed is denoted by capital S and the time taken by the car to get to wherever it's going to is denoted by, let's say, capital T, we say that T, which is the time taken by the car, varies or is inversely, we say is inversely proportional to the average speed. Are you there? Okay, so we can equally write this in terms of mathematics. So this is written thus. We say that T varies inversely as the average speed. So you can see as the time taken by the vehicle increases, the average speed does what? Reduces. Of course, we know that this also implies that, we can as well say that the average speed varies inversely as the total time taken by the car. Okay, so, and of course you know that when you change this sign of variation, this sign, to an equality sign, a constant will come into stay, and that can be, like I said before, it can be any variable. The constant can be any variable, but here we choose to use K as the constant of proportionality. So we say that T is equals to K divided by the average speed. Are you there? All right, so let's take some examples. All right. So let's say question 1. Let's take question 1. You have T varies inversely as S. Let's say and T equals to 2 when the average speed S is equal to, we can say, let's pick 60. Let's pick 60. So the question is find the relationship between T and S. Are you there? Okay, so the second question could be find the value of, let's say, find the value of T, given that S equal to, we can pick 90. Okay, so the third question could be C, find the value, find the value of S, given that given that t is 2 whole number 1 all over 2. Okay, so we'll look for the relationship between t and s. Also find t given that s is 90. Then find the value of s given that t is 2 whole number 1 all over 2. So let's pick the solution. Okay, so we can start from here. Okay, so we start with A. Observe that t varies inversely as what? S, which implies that t is equals to k divided by s. Are you there? Okay, like I said before, always isolate the constant first and then substitute in the values of the given variable t and s just to find the relationship between the time, the t and s. Okay, so here if you make here the subject of formula, what would that be? Let's call this equation 1. If you make k the subject of formula, what will it be? You will find that k will be equals to, if you cross multiply, you have st equals to k. Okay, yes, k will be equals to t times s. Is that true? Okay, is that true? If you cross multiply, k times 1 gives you k, and then t times s equals to ts. So here, k will be equals to, what is t from the question? T is what? T is 2. So 2 multiplied by what is s from the question? You have 60, implying that k is equals to 2 times 0 gives you what? 0. Are you there? Then 2 times 6 gives you what? 12. So you have the value of k as 120. Is that true? Is that true? Okay. So if you now substitute in this value of k into equation 1, you will find out that t will be equals to what? K is 120 divided by s. So this is the relationship between t and s. So that is A. That is answer to question A. Are you there? Hope you are getting it. Okay, so let's go over to B. Let's go over to B. B, we are to find the value of capital T given s as 90. So here we will see that from equation 1. So I said from equation 1, where you have t equals to k divided by s. So what is t? Remember, we are asked to find t in B. So this will be equals to k is 120 or divided by the value of s, which is 90. Okay, so here t will be equals to what? This and this is leaving us alone, leaving us with just what? 12 over 9. So we find out that t will be equals to 3 into 12 will give us what? That is 4. Then 3 into 9 will give us 3. If you simplify that, you find out that that will be 1 whole number 1 all over 3. So that's the value of t given when s is equals to 90. Okay, so we go to C. Go to C. We have to find the value of s given that t equals to 2 whole number 1 all over 2. But recall that t equals to k divided by s. Here we are asked to solve for s given t as this. So let us first of all isolate s. So if you cross multiply, you find out that k will be equals to ts. So what is s? If you divide both sides by t, you find out that it will be k divided by t. Are you there? You know that, you know what to do. I taught you as substitution and change of subject formula. So if you cross multiply, you find out that k is equals to st. If you now divide both sides by t, you have this. Okay, so here s will be equals to, what is k? Remember, k is 120. So divided by, if you change this 2 whole number 1 all over 2 to an improper fraction, so that will be what? 5 divided by 2. That is 2 times 2 is 4. Now 4 plus 1 is 5. So you have 5 divided by 2. Are you there? Alright, so by extension, you find out that this will be equals to what? 120 by 1 or divided by 5 over 2. How do you know that? Okay, remember that if you change this division sign into multiplication, that means we are going to take the reciprocal of a term on the right hand side. So this will implies that will be what? 120 over 1 times 2 divided by 5. Are you there? Which is the reciprocal of 5 all over 2. Okay. so that S will be equals to, let's try and work on that. 5 will go into 120 how many times? 5 will go into 120 how many times? Okay, let's go by this. 5 will go into 12 how many times? 2 times. So if you now say 5 times 2, it gives you 10. So what is left for it to make it 12? You find that it's 2. Now you put that 2 here, becomes 20. 5 will go into 20 how many times? 4 times. So you have 24 multiplied by 2 that is there. So that S will be equals to 2 times 8 gives you, 2 times 4 gives you 8, and then 2 times 2 gives you 4. So you can see that the value of S is equals to 48, given that T equals to 2 whole number, 1 all over 2. Is that clear? Do you understand? Okay. Okay, so take this as an assignment. Take this as an assignment. Take this as an assignment. Okay, so assignment. Right, take this as an assignment. A rectangle has a constant area, capital A. So that is the constant area is capital A. Its length is L and its breadth is B. So the questions are, write a formula for N in terms of A and B. B, you have write a formula for B in terms of A and L. Finally, does L vary inversely or diagonally with B? Is that okay? And then upload your solution to Uduak James, ochsonline.com.ng. Uduak James at ochsonline.com. Stay safe. Bye.